focused you were with me.
No, I was focused. I was just checking on a message. So, hi.
Do you find on that with Instagram, do you find it really hard that like, because you have like a number of social media platforms and also clients contact you via WhatsApp and maybe messages, and do you find it hard to track them all? Because I always find that can be like sometimes like, where did that person message me?
I had to change that a couple of weeks ago, but it's probably about when did we start doing the emails, Mel? When did we start asking for emails instead? It's about a month ago, 6 weeks or something. But basically, say someone was messaging me on Facebook or LinkedIn or Instagram or WhatsApping me, I'd just send them a link. And I realised that there was a hell of a lot of business I was missing out on because you send someone a link and they can just open it and forget. So I changed it to, if they were interested, say, no problem, can I have your email address, please? And then we put the email address on a tracker to, this is a client, a new inquiry, and chase it that way, which has been a lot better. So top tip, get the email.
That's a really good idea, yeah, because I think email is a funny one because that's one that none of us, me included, like didn't utilize. You still don't. I'm getting better at it, but utilize email more because you think, oh, it's boring. No, it's a very, like an amateur thing or a beginner thing of like email's boring. Nobody wants to email.
Old-fashioned.
Yeah, it's old-fashioned, and then you start realizing as you start scaling up, you're like, shit, I really probably should have done email.
I was actually talking about this to my friend the other day. I need to, by the new year, my aim is that I do not have any contact on my phone because that's half the problem why I don't switch off because I'm so accessible all the time. So I was like, I need to do everything through email. But it's trying to stop that habit of like, say someone's been contacted and Millie says, oh, they haven't answered the email or they haven't got back to me. I'll just go out. I'm very like instant. I'll just be like, oh, I'll just message them or I'll just ring them.
Yeah.
And it's all right when you're doing it there and then, but when you're trying to do that for 100 clients and track where you're at with them, it gets really messy. So I need to be more disciplined and use email more because it definitely is a better way to follow because everyone can see it then. You search email where you're at with this.
It is also like, email is the way forward. Again, I'm very similar with you, and I've been anti it for a long, long time, and then realizing it's very similar. I remember seeing somebody who's a mutual connection of ours. I wouldn't say friend, but I'd seen someone to a post out, and this was ages ago, and they were like, websites and email is dead. It's all about social media, and I thought that is very wrong. It is actually as you grow as a business and as you grow and mature into it, you realize like, oh, okay, there's a reason why. Because as you said, you just can't track them otherwise. Very hard.
It gets ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
I thought that like with me and you, like, because you were messaging me last night and that was through Instagram, and I was like, and then it was like, well, it's not WhatsApp. Well, you never send me an email. If it's an email, it's normally like actually you do. It's normally what's this? That's what it says. And then what's this? Not happy with this. This isn't good. If it's an email from you, it's normally like some sort of screenshot. This looks rubbish. Okay, cool. Thank you. Or like a forward of somebody else who sent you some sort of legal thing. You go, Ash, what does this mean?
Yeah. Oh my God. All the time. It sounds like I'm breaking the law.
No, we haven't had any legal things for a long time, which is actually very good.
No, we haven't had any legal things for a long
time. That was like a big...
it has more than 10 letters in it, and I don't know what it means.
At one point, it was everything we did, legal stuff, but now it's not. You're very above board. Anyway, today, what... You're to the letter now. Your consumer duty perfect. So what are we talking about today?
The team.
I put it up there because I know you'd be like, I've definitely forgotten what we were talking about.
Simplify what we were saying. So we're going to do the team, and it's actually because you said I see your team everywhere, and I just think we need to have an episode to say and recognise how amazing my team are. I'm very proud of them. They're very, very fantastic.
They are.
Most of the time.
Not all of the time.
Not all the time, because then that'd be ridiculous. But most of the time, they are absolutely fantastic. And I've just done all the one-to-ones.
I was going to say, you've just done the one-to-ones, which is great because that's like the 6 month now. Is that right? Because you had the one-to-ones.
I do them every 3 months.
So how is this one being? Because the one that I remember, the 6 month one was the last, like, I remember the January ones was when we last.
January, April and July.
Yeah. So when you did the January ones, I remember you remember you saying like, you did the one-to-ones and it was like, people are like, well, set the goals. And I don't even know. They don't even know. It was all very new. How do you feel now when how is it now?
I like the way, I don't know how I've done it, as in like, I don't know if it's the right way to do it, but I actually like the way we have set it up, because it's just on a Word document, and like put the goals. So they've got the personal goals and the professional goals. And then in January, I've left it. Then in April, I've basically carried on under the same point. So did you achieve this? What would you like to do better? How would you change? And then again for July. So like now it was nice because you can literally see like in January you said this, in April you said this, now where you're at now. So it's like more accountable rather than me just sitting there going, how do you think your performance has been, or what do you know? And we're not at school. Like there's things that I think that could be better, and I like to sort of just say that's what I think. But in terms of their progress for them, I want it to be for them as well, like to look at it. I think it's nice, like when I say I always keep my notepads and look back over, they're like, what are you doing?
Standing up.
I'm trying to give someone some warning before you do that. Like, the screen's just moving up and you're getting out. just stand up in the middle of a call.
I do all the time.
Oh, well, I want to get one of those when my office is done.
You got, well, this shows like, now that you get rid of the office, you don't have to just have an ironing board, because that's what you used before. Ironing boards they're not high enough as well. You are quite short. So
right,
anyway, carry on.
Oh, you threw me off. You've ruined it.
No, carry on. You're talking about your I know, I'm joking. You're talking about your reviews with them. I was going to try and do pause, but
I don't know where I was at in terms of the review section, but anyway.
You were saying that it was good that you can track it because you can do January, then now you did this.
So they could see like what they set themselves, because then when you look back, so say in a year's time, when they look at it, I think it'd be lovely especially if they smash the targets, to be like, a bit like what we said about the video thing.
Yeah.
Like doing the video. I should get them to do that actually.
So that's something I was thinking about that like yesterday. Actually, your video specifically, I was out on a walk and I was thinking, I don't do anything like that where I should like document. You're kind of doing these, but like I was like documenting what we do, because we just always focus as in like what I do and how my business, because all we do is focus on where we're going, but we don't get to.
Video. Should I see if I can find it?
Play if you find it. Maybe play it in another episode. Maybe we can do it in the next episode, because it might be not what you want. You might be like, you fun.
Yeah, probably will, to be fair. Anyway, we'll do that in another episode.
We can do it in another one. We can play it.
Yeah, that's good. I'm going to do it. Anyway, so, yeah, the one-to-one's really good. And the social media, how good is it, social media, please? So,
yeah, so that's where I'll weigh in, is because I think that I have, obviously I had when you were away because you weren't very well, I interviewed them all and got to kind of meet them a bit. And, the last couple of months, how they've just kind of, they're different league to what they were when we're like, in regards to output. I see them all the time. Like I literally see the protection parent stuff is on my feed every day. Every time I open up my social, and I will say on pretty much all social media. So I'm open up Instagram and there's Meg. I open up LinkedIn, it's there. TikTok there. Facebook there. Like I see it on all of the platforms. So, it's really impressive, kind of putting you to shame as to how much they should be putting them out.
They're following, what's the word?
Learning from the master.
No, where they like I sit back and let them take the reign. Like, what is it? They're my progressors. So
your
succeeders.
Succeeders, yes. It's a succession plan. Successor.
Yeah, successor. So I want to stay with the content, but I want to be purely content come New Year. That's my aim. I want to be purely
content.
Will,
that's what we've said, yeah.
But I love it. I love that now. Like, I'm starting to see that when they've, isn't it? Hasn't it worked? Yeah. Sounds so positive and so.
Who's that, Meg?
No, it's not Meg, it's Becca.
Becca. Well, I didn't know if Meg was mine.
No, Meg's.
Well, Becca, like, to be honest, like that's a big shift, because when I spoke to Becca, she was like, but like ages ago, she was like, not really sure I want to, like, you were like really anti it. And now you're bloody everywhere. I see her all the time.
Come here, Becca. Tell the world.
Just tell me, tell the world. shouldn't have to tell me.
Tell them
What am I telling them?
that how from compared to the beginning, what it's like now doing social media.
Oh, at the beginning, it absolutely petrified me. I hated it. I was like this with my phone, like hi. But now I don't. I'm not bothered
No,
anymore.
now you're like this.
I'm like that.
Yeah, just slightly.
I am getting better now.
No, you are. But at first you were like, I'm gonna have to drink a bottle of wine. I'm gonna have to it's horrible.
It petrified me at first, but now it doesn't.
But being
I see
consistent,
on LinkedIn is the one where I see Becca. Like every time I open my LinkedIn, you're always on there.
yeah.
I bet
In
you
your
like
car, normally in your car or something like that. Like,
Yeah,
it's like
it's not good lighting in the car because it's glass roof.
the car is like the best place to record because it's also soundproofed. Because you think if you shut a car door, you can't really hear much what's going on.
I was doing one in the car this morning, and the lady pulled up beside me, and she was like, "Is she talking to herself?" I
Yeah,
had to pause it, restart when she.
I've told her though, just for some accountability and a one a day. You don't mind me telling them, do you?
No.
I've told him she needs to relax. She needs to chill out. She's very doesn't give a shit, talks exactly how she wants to talk, says it as it is. When she does, she's like dead like, I don't give a shit. She puts the camera up, she's like, hello. Like dead like she goes like to another level of like, yeah.
that's a Carla advice. Like you told me that. Like remember when you said it to me, like we worked together for like a year and a half, and that was a really good thing. And then you were like, the thing with your videos and your content is you just come across too like meh, whereas. Like when you're with me, like you're very like do this, and I was like, oh, okay,
Funny, you've got a good personality, but you never show
Yeah.
it. And Becca's like,
and it worked. As soon as I did, it was like boom.
yeah. But I said to her, like, she's petrifying. When I first met her, I was petrified of her. So like,
Yeah.
be
Look at
petrified.
her face.
I'm not.
You actually is.
I'm not.
She is petrified.
So when you see
She's
the
not
change,
angry now. She's calm.
well,
yeah, it's my fault, but I think it would be better. So that's what she's got to work on for the next 3 months is being
so
more
wish
her.
me luck.
Good luck.
But in terms of being consistent, they smashed it. And that's the
Yeah.
bit that people can't be asked with. It's they do it for a couple of weeks or a couple of months and they go, oh, I'm not getting anywhere. I'm not getting
Yeah.
anything. I think, all right, okay, well, it's that thing of like, I don't know, if you want to build muscle or you want to build a house, whatever you want to do, it takes a long time to do it. And you've got
You
to
know
keep
that very much so. You know how long it takes to build a house.
Probably house, sore subject. I'm sick to death, but it's it's a lot. It is a very hard commitment to stick to, and what I'm really proud of, and why I'm a little bit scared of like taking on more staff, if I'm honest, is because they've done it so well. Like not easy. Don't get me wrong.
No,
I know it hasn't been like I've just told them to do it and they've done it straight away. But regardless of how we've got there, they do all do it. And they're all quite different. All the personalities are
But
very
you're
different.
also training them. There's a really good because the thing is you like I had that call from you this morning. I was literally sat in my parents' lounge and we were chatting about you, other things. And so when you rang, I was like, oh my gosh, is she all right? And you're like, hi love, just want to check. What's that fifth? You like when you say what's that fifth one thing? You know that thing, the fifth one. I was like in my head at the time when you said, I was thinking, Carla, that was probably like nearly 3 years ago. I have no idea when that was.
I know
And
what
I
it
was
was.
thinking,
Westminster on my bed before
Yeah.
Christmas.
yes, it was. And I was thinking, and then as soon as you went, you do 5 of this, and then 5, and I was like, okay, I've got it. But that was really
Can we tell LinkedIn that? Because that
Yeah.
might be useful to them. So
yeah, go for it.
there's I don't know whether we've made it up or you told me. You told me I didn't.
I told you it. It's probably taken from something else a long time ago, but it was.
Oh,
and
Ash is
it's-
presenting this, right? So it's Ash Borland, and this is the type of thing you get when you work with Ash Borland. It's these type of
You're just giving
So-
away. This is it. The secret trip
so
that was given away. This is old stuff.
if you want to succeed and do well, get in touch with Ash because this type of shit that he teaches you. So you do the 3 5s.
Please do not call me. But only you can call me at that time. Like any other client knows they can't call me. You get.
For 4 years. I'm allowed
But
to.
there's clients when they come to me, I'm like, you cannot call me. I don't take phone calls. And that's when the phone rang. I was like, who is calling me? And then it was like Carla. I was like, oh, okay, cool. All right. It actually said Carla, and then underneath I need to change that because it said your old employers, your old place. Yeah, because we're on WhatsApp, so it doesn't say on WhatsApp. So I've never messaged you. When you rang me, I was like, so I'll change that now because I was like, who is that? Oh, go on and carry on. You're doing the 5.
Right now.
I'm doing it while you do.
Carla TPP underneath.
Not TPP. I'll write the whole thing. Number
So-
one client is what I'll write.
Yeah, number one client. So what was I
that's
saying?
so
Oh, yeah,
true.
the 3 5s.
You can't see it. Yeah, gone.
The 3 5s. So I do it across all platforms, but originally you said it on LinkedIn, didn't you? So I just
Yeah.
took it to the extreme and done it on everything.
I've
But
actually
it was
changed it. I've called you patient zero.
great. Thanks for that.
Because that means that's like when a virus spreads, it's the first person that it goes to. So you're the first person.
Touch wood.
You're the first person that this started with. The one that I always use your thing of saying, this cheeky bastard who was just asking me to give him money with weird hair with a southern accent and trust him. Robin bastard. And he was right.
Did work.
Go on, carry on. Carry on. You 5.
So the 3 5s, you have to add 5 people, comment on 5 statuses, like 5 statuses, and then I added in message 5 people. So
Yes.
it's actually the 4 5s, but I remember
We need to get to the 5 5s to make it work.
Yeah, that would be good, really, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I like the 4 5s. That's a good idea, messaging.
Yeah, but you need to. What it does is, I remember you always said it takes 8 to 10 impressions online before someone remembers who you are. So if you imagine that, it's really hard to get seen by people, especially new people. So if you're on other people's statuses, you're interacting with different people you wouldn't have interacted with before, you're getting seen visually by more of an audience. So if you take them 5, there's 3 5s a day, that's 75 impressions a week. That's 420. Is that right? 420? No, 105 a week it is. It's 105, 75.
Yeah. So go on, so it's 7 5s.
No,
What did you say?
715s. Yeah, 715s.
Yeah, so 7 15s.
Times by 4 is 420. Times by 12 is 5,040 across the year that you will have impressed on. So over 5,000 people would have interacted with you more than if you never. So, you know, when people go on about the just be 1% better each day, if you can do that every day for a year, 5,000 people will have interacted with you where they never before. Yeah.
And actually that, and it's one of those things that when I think about, like, when I first started working with you, it was, you know, you were like new into this, this was all starting, and so was I. As in you were like new into the industry, I was new into doing this. And both our businesses were built on that. Like at the beginning, like when I look at that now, I was thinking I should probably do more of that again, just to get because it was that, I remember that number thing of going like, the more you do this, it's just a numbers game. It will play out. Yeah. And if you're a new advisor, that I'm going to work on that now as we have to, as trying to get to that 5 5s, because I like that idea.
It's the thing as well that it does is, like when I started, I had no social media. Now I've got
look at you,
26,000 on LinkedIn, 30,000 on Instagram, 10,000 on Facebook, 20,000 on TikTok.
Yeah.
So across it, over 100,000. And that's because every day I do that. So every single day. So every year. So in 4 years, there's 20,000 people that I've impressed on or communicated with in some way, plus everyone that naturally wrote. And
seen it organic as well. Yeah. So that's that stuff you can do on top of the. Yeah, I love. I mean, that was the stuff when you said it to me today, and now we're chatting about here. It's one of those things where like I stopped doing it myself, because you get to the point where you're like, well, I don't need any more clients, but you do.
Did I say Becca earlier that you get to that point, don't you, where you go, oh, I don't need to, and you sharp soon realise you do.
Yes, exactly. That's what I was about. Like I had that with the similar thing where I was like, I don't need this. It's really funny because I do my daily stuff and all that, and I had the same thing. And I was like, I'll go to once a week and I'll do, because what everyone does. And then you notice the uptake of inquiries, even though it's not like, because you have yours, it's like people who download different things, it's like trigger points. It just started to drop down, and I was like, oh, it is important that you continue to do these things when it's good, because you've worked so hard to get it to be good. Don't drop the ball when it actually is. That's when it gets really exciting, when you continue.
Then it's just going to be twice as hard, because all that work you put in, you try go back and doing it again, the momentum's harder to get back. The getting yourself back into that flow is so much more difficult than if you just run with it the first time and keep going. And we're going to have to part words on this because we've been talking.
Yeah, we will. I'm realising we're chatting about this one.
But like parting words is just, always just don't ever think that you've made it, as in you're too busy, because you're never too busy. You're never too busy to do more. And in terms of like when you've worked that hard to build up a brand, or you're in the process of trying to build up a brand, don't stop doing those things that keep you being better than everyone else. So those 3 5s a day, why would you stop doing that? Using your thumbs, like it isn't hard. So just do the small things over and over again every day, and they'll pay off.
I've literally wrote that down as one of my things I'm going to work on this like in my like time, because I think it's really important.
We'll
Love
check
it.
in, accountable.
We'll check in, and yeah, we'll have a group of all of you with your. I'll jump in on your.
And that's why all my staff are being seen everywhere, because they've stuck to what I've said.
It is. No, it absolutely is. There's an element of what you teach, which is the stuff that's like the real kind of roots of what we used to do together, and all your staff are replicated the same thing you did then. It's very exciting.
Why fix something that isn't broke? It worked for me.
I completely agree.
And keep going with